Good afternoon, traders and investors. Welcome to the closing print here for this September 14th edition. Joel Elconin, joined by Triple D here. I'm just going to give you the net on the S&Ps up 37 handies. The rally continues. Triple D, the question for you is it's sell Rosh Hashanah and buy Yom Kippur.
When does Rosh Hashanah start?
Tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night. So on the quad, which Friday?
Yes.
I see where you're going with this. You're supposed to sell stock. So you're telling me this market's going to top out tomorrow.
I'm not telling you anything. I just am telling you.
What are the stats with that? Do they really support it? I know the saying. I know the Jewish saying. But is it really supported by the markets?
Well, all I have to do is show you, if you would have been buying last October, if you would have read my article, you would have been buying the dip.
Oh, in October. And when is Yom Kippur? How long is it away?
10 days away.
10 days. So these 10 days, you get out of the markets and you get back in.
Well, you're supposed to get out on Friday.
Get out this Friday and then get back in. Should we play it, chat? Let me know. Should we play this? I've never, ever played it. You talk about this every year. I've known you in the market for 23 years, and you have preached this to me. And I still don't know if it makes money or not.
I don't know. I'll tell you, though, last year, you would have been, there wasn't much action during the 10 days between Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur. But if you would have come back in buying here in October, you would have been a little bit early. It would have been buying in the 3,700 handle. And here, I can show it to you. Going back to last October, bottom right chart here, you would have been buying like right around here, 37.75.
Show us on the chart.
Yeah. Okay. Let me make it a little.
Joel's gonna bring the charts up.
Yeah. Oh, I gotta share.
I've seen your mugshot.
Yeah, you see it. You don't want to.
Yeah, I don't need to see it up that much.
You see it.
I see you enough. I don't need to see you that close.
All right. So let me get my arrows. So arrow.
We're trying to prove or disprove.
Okay.
Yom Kippur, sell Rosh Hashanah, buy Yom Kippur actually works.
It was basically
it looks like it did work.
It did work. You would have been buying like right in this area. So
you maybe made 1%.
No, well, on that, but if the key is to buy Yom Kippur and hold for the year.
Yeah, holding for the year would be good.
Yeah,
holding for the year would be good.
Yeah, you would have had 17, 18%. But
fun exercise.
Yeah, it's fun. My article will be coming out tomorrow. So there's a couple caveats in it this year. I mean, nothing's been according to textbook this year, right? Higher interest rates. What we read when we were in school is that's supposed to hurt the market. And that certainly hasn't happened yet. But
and I did watch. And did you watch the Ken Griffin interview on CNBC? He was on there for a long time. And man, I guess Kenny is often bearish, they were telling me, but man, he was making me nervous. And there's no, you can hate on Ken Griffin. And yes, the order flow, payment for order flow, he benefits from it. Obviously, Citadel's market making unit. We've had commentary on that before, but you cannot argue with his performance as a money manager. The guy and his Citadel continues to make money, both the hedge fund, obviously, and the market making unit. This guy's a money making machine. And when he's nervous, it makes me nervous. So we should get Kenny on this show. I don't know if Kenny likes me that much because of all the stuff that I said back in the day for payment for order flow. But maybe he's forgiven me by now. It's a lot of years since I've really went, dead set against him, since like 2016 when I was sitting across from his partner there, and basically telling him that we need to get rid of payment for order flow, we need to get rid of off exchange trading, and he hated my guts. But
do you have?
Maybe forgive me.
Do you have his email?
No. I've never actually spoke to Kenny Griffin, but I think we have a lot in common. I like market making. Me and Joel. Joel's a floor trader. We know a little bit about market making, so we should bring Kenny on the show one day. Bring Kenny on the show.
I will try.
I know he's a hard one to get. I don't think he would come. I think he'd be scared.
Oh, he's
I think
scared
he
of
was
us.
scared to talk with me. He don't want me burying him on payment for order flow because he's like, oh yeah, you're suckering me on this show to talk the markets. And then you're gonna bury me with the payment for order flow stuff and off exchange trading and tell him how you're ripping off the orders from the lit market makers. He's like, I'm not gonna fall for this one. I know what you're all about.
So,
Yeah, I
are
don't think
you
he's gonna.
impressed with the price action today?
Yes, very impressed. Spinner making excellent points once again. I had the same thought process here. It's like people bearish going in, they knew oil, so you got to catch those people who were short into that print. People, the algos who were shorting on the numbers, saying, "Oh yeah, here we go. It's hot. It's hot." It wasn't that hot, but it was a little bit hot, and so you get the head fake the other way. I still think we're in this chop period. So, and what does that mean? It means I'm fading moves. So I was selling a few stocks today. I sold my Bank of Nova Scotia, in the longer term account. I picked it up right near the bottom. That was a good one. Just lightening up a bit. We dip again. I might reload some stocks. I still have my core like 50%, my portfolio in stocks, 50% cash. But, I'm playing around with it a little bit there as we sell, as we run higher. And again, bias on the trading side is to short stocks into the rips. Bias on the trading side is to buy stocks into the dips. So I'm still going to continue to play that unless it's Berkshire Hathaway and then you just buy because Burke goes
Yeah,
up every single day.
Burke is up a new
Yeah.
all-time high. You mentioned that. Another stock that you had mentioned earlier in the week, and you kind of felt a sneaky buyer out there,
Yeah, I
was
did.
the House of Mouse.
Yeah.
And today, I think they're going to sell something. I think they're gonna. I saw that they were in some talks to sell ABC.
Yeah, that's the rumors today.
I think they're just gonna. I think what else? If you can't increase the bottom line and you can't increase profits, what do? Yeah, you cut expenses or you cut your overhead. So maybe that's it.
I mean,
Knocking
it's
on.
at a 10-year low, but it's got a lot of debt and they have a lot of issues here. So I do think the 80, which is a huge level, that's a COVID low, it held. It bounced off the level that it needed to do. So if you wanted to take a shot, you can. I talked to you yesterday about this. I don't believe it was on the air. I think we were just talking and discussing, and it was 83 and a half. And I was like, I think the short-term bottom for Disney is in. I said that to you yesterday. It's up another buck from here. I did not buy it, but I do think the short-term bottom is in. What does that mean? It just means the overall market starts rolling over. Disney's going to roll over too. But I feel like it's turned a bit. Like with my own trading, and because I'm in the ditches, meaning like I'm in there every day grinding it out, you get to get a feel. And it seems like every after hours session for like months, Disney's always offered down. Disney's always offered down. Something flipped in the last week. And I see after hours, it seems like every single day, Disney's bid up. Disney's bid up after hours. Disney's bid up after hours. And you can kind of feel the change of dynamic here. So I'm not saying I'm buying it long term, but I'm saying from a trading perspective, I am trading it and buying it on dips, but not going to the long term account because I'm still skeptical. And I don't want to tape bomb from it or anything like that. But I do feel like short term trading, the buyers are now winning in Disney, at least in the last few days.
And we talked about the market dynamics on this, and we said, these big institutions, like if let's say I'm institution A and I go to Trader Dennis, I'm like, Dennis, I want to own 500,000 shares of this under $85. And I don't want you to goose it. Obviously you can't show a bid. So a savvy trader on a desk like that, he knows he has a week to work the trade. He's not held on it. Right. And what I mean by not held, he's not held to a specific price and they get it. So, and then it's knocking on the door. I kept on giving you that. Now it's a 6-tuplet top. So we get a good, strong day tomorrow. You get Disney going back to that old support, then it was new resistance. And I even like it too. Just on Netflix here. I mean, the CFO gives the guidance yesterday. This is just a bad move for Netflix coming down to the $400 area.
Yeah.
Any comments on that? Or
I will say, first time down here, you've got a critical level 398.15. That was the low just from about 2 weeks ago back there. I'm just grabbing it on August the 18th. So actually, I guess it's almost a month ago. Time flies when you're having fun. I think 400 is a logical area for it to bounce, short-term bounce. Now, again, they can cut through these, but first time down here, I always like, analogies like throw basketball against the floor. First, bounce it back to you. But if you stop dribbling it, eventually it settles down, and then it's on the floor. But, first time down there, I think it bounces off this 400.
All right, two earnings after the close, and I'm going to let you go. We have Adobe. Adobe here, down 80 cents today. The daily looks like, oh, wow, man, this has been a big run, maybe a little overextended. The monthlies here, we're still, a ways off the all-time high. Any thoughts on Adobe reporting after
One,
the
they're going to
close?
say AI a lot on the call. They know we talked about it yesterday, and they released some new AI product that they released, and the stock popped up intraday. Expectations are very high here, though. You're talking about stocks went from 350 to 550 in 3 months. So, it does remind me a bit of Oracle, where
I was just
expectations
going
may
to
be
say that. Yeah.
so high. Obviously, cloud business, cloud similar. Um, if they come out and say something about the new products, does that give you a relief pop? I think, if it does get hit on the earnings, watch out for the conference call, because they're going to talk AI a lot in the call. Maybe they say something else. I'm a little cautious going in just because I don't want to get oracled, but maybe, I think they're going to beat. I think the number is going to be good. It's just a matter of whether expectations are too high or not. So I'm not taking a trade into the print.
Okay, what unless someone gives you a couple bucks? Well, I guess you
Well,
do.
that's tonight, so they're not giving me nothing. So it's gonna be right
Yeah.
after the bell. Oracle bounced back though. I kept feeling it. I bought it, and then I didn't. And then, I wish I would have just kind of, bought it at like 110 and just held on, because it is bouncing back, and the buy the dip mentality is in there, especially on the cloud stocks and the AI stocks. And Oracle's seen as this cheap AI play, so it's not surprising it's starting to get a lift here. So I do think if Adobe dips significantly, I think give it a couple days, but I do think that dip gets bought too.
What about Lennar? Lennar is off its all-time
Yeah.
high. I haven't looked at these. I did
Ooh.
see mortgage applications are way, way down. I'm looking at
Yeah.
Toll Brothers here. Lennar, they seem to be, trying to find support here, but way off that all-time high for July. Any thoughts? Up a buck 23 today for Oracle.
For Lennar.
Lennar. Sorry about that.
There
Brain
is a
fart.
reckoning day coming for these home builders, and I know the valuations are cheap, and that's something that they have going for them. But they've been in this environment where obviously it's just been an unbelievable rosy scenario where even though interest rates went higher, because nobody can move, there's no housing, so the supply is shot, and then people are still building houses anyways. I do think the consumer is going to start to run out of cash on big ticket stuff. We're seeing it across the board here. I think worse times are ahead for the home builders. Do they discuss that? I think the quarter will be fine. Do they lower guidance, or do they see, still robust? I tend to think that the guidance isn't going to be great. So I am concerned about these home builder earnings. I'm leaning, not no position, but I'm concerned. I'll say that.
Okay. All right. We're going to let you go. Kept you a few minutes overtime.
Yeah.
Dennis D, co-host of Pre-Market Prep, along with me.
We'll see you
So
in the morning. Quad wedge options expiration. It's going to be a good one. Go get them.
Okay. All right. So we'll let Triple D go. We will just talk. We'll do these commodities and futures real quick. We'll get to some technical levels on issues of your interest here heading into the final 15 minutes of the session. We're going to get a 2-day winning streak going. Just kind of moseying our way back up to the August high, the early August high. I had talked about the 6 days of a trading range, and we busted out of that today. So we will see if that momentum, despite a less than stellar PPI number, the buck. I think someone, maybe it was Jay, that talked about the buck perking up after the PPI number. Well, it's really perking now, up over 105. That's a big level, up 63 cents. That's a big move in the buck. That's supposed to be bad for the market, but no can do. It's not not hurting the market, not hurting the equities. The buck's up 63 cents at 105.03. Bonds down just a little bit of a half a point. They're kind of consolidating here. I don't think we can get too excited about bonds on the upside till we clear 120. Crude ripping into the $90 handle, up a buck 82 at 93.84. Gold off the lows of the session, but still in the red by just a little bit, by a tick here. $2 at 1930.50. Silver, that's in the red too by 30 cents, trying to get back in the and stay in the $23 handle. And Bitcoin, it got the bump the other day, took a pause yesterday, but resuming its move higher here. For the dollar, I mean, we just got to go back to this monthly chart here, and this is just a big old level. So what I think I would do now, if this can prove a bit above 105 here, you've had a significant retracement in the dollar. Let's call it 113, and then we got under par. Let's call it 99. That's 14. That's 7. That's 106. So that would be halfway back of the big decline in the buck. It's been in a downward trend here since October of last year, but a lot of times trading between a buck and a buck 05, and we'll see if we can get above that 105 level. So there's a look at some of the commodities and futures. Just wanted to we'll get to some stocks. Netflix, man, they're not happy with the CFO over there. He came out with the guidance, and I believe on some of the looking forward. And you got Netflix down again. Another thing that's a little bit worrisome is it's a pretty strong market today, and you're still in the red by 2.5% at $10.65 down to 401.56. Triple D gave you that number. And the reason I like that 398.50 to $400 level is that was your low back in August, but that also was your area of some lows in June. And that provided the foundation for the rally up to 480. So that's what you're looking at in Netflix. Okay, let's talk about the ARM IPO. And you know what? I think it's pretty tame. I mean, they came out. What was the? Let's look at the technicals. I can give you support. Support comes in that opening print of 55.10. Low, what was the? Oh, 56.10. Excuse me. You made a low right away, 55.64, and you traded up to 61.60. So enthusiasm a little bit tempered here on this IPO. Still, trading at an extended valuation. But we'll get to, we will get more data as this becomes available to us. As we say, this is only the first day of trading for ARM Holdings PLC. Walter Lyons, I want to see the ES drop to 46.30 in the next week if we're going to have a bearish end. I see what you're saying on that. That's up near the highs in the move. We got the expiration coming, so that could be a nice determinant of whether or not we can get back to the highs of the move. But anyway you crack it, this is a good couple days in the market. One thing that I've been noticing as we've been trying to bottom here as of late is like we just can't put together like a 3-day streak. We could have 1-day up day, 2-day up day, but there's been very rare 3 days in a row up. Now that's kind of what we will need that to happen tomorrow because this is only a 2-day rally, but 3 turns into 4, 4 turns into 5, and 5 turns into 6. Let's see here. Oh, Ben, you buy Duke at 86.15 and you sell at 86.44. Is that right? I mean, 86.15, that was a long time ago. That was a good buy. Not sure what shook you out of that trade or what your risk reward ratio was, but man, have all the utilities rallied like this? Yeah, the utilities have rallied. So, hey, you never know. That could be a good sign that, the Fed is, despite the numbers today, maybe the Fed is going to be done for a while, not looking for a pause yet, or maybe looking for a pause, but who knows about a turn lower. Real quick, someone was asking about some technicals on CVNA. Good luck on that one. I'll do my best. Up 654. I guess the thinking here is if GM and Ford are going to be making cars, everyone needs to fix up their old cars. On the daily, it looks like a nice rally here. On the monthly, we got a ways to go. What I will say for this one is you have a pretty significant area here. 6094 was your high in May of 2022. You came close to that area. No, not really that close. 58 in August of last year. 57, CVNA could be turning here. Let's see what the next high of the move so far has been. 67.19. Is that right? 67 or 57? 57.19. That's not too far away. On that day when it hit that level, the day before, it's when it closed at 55.80. So that's been the high close of the move. Boy, July 18th, July 19th. I don't know what happened to this thing on the wow, this thing's a mover. It dropped $12. So just be aware if you're CVNA, once you've been up in this area before, it couldn't hold and kind of got whooped. So that's what you look at. S&Ps tapering off just a little bit here into the close. We are 9 minutes away from that closing bell. Some other stocks that I wanted to cover. Delta Airlines. Now that got the pop off the guidance, but man, that didn't last very long. They came in with their selling shoes early and often here in Delta Airlines. We'd like to talk about the open and the opening print and taking positions off the open. 40.20 open, 40.24 high, trades down to 38.93. So you did undercut the low from yesterday and just right at it now. So has Delta finally found the bottom? Well, that remains to be seen. I see Carnival Cruise Lines. I was looking at all that support at 15. That's holding up. I think we might have some news on the cruise lines. Maybe people aren't flying anymore and they're going to go on cruises. Well, sometimes you got trading higher after Redburn Atlantic upgrade. I I have never heard of Redburn Atlantic. Have you guys heard of Redburn Atlantic? Well, one says Redburn Partners. I don't know, but whatever. I guess they're good on the cruise lines because it is cruising higher off that upgrade. We talk about looking for catalysts in a stock, and this stock had been going down, needed a catalyst, and finally got it today with that upgrade. So, not a bad move here. Bringing RCL along for the boat ride. RCL having a nice day too, as well. That's trading up 241 off the right at that. This is a big area here. We got up over 110. We came down, found a hard bottom at 95, but we have been struggling to get into triple digits and hold. That was the case again once today. We had a pair of highs at 101, you came off, and today you hit 10041 and you came off as well. So I'll give that 4-star resistance there for Royal Caribbean. If you're looking at those two, you got to look at NCLH. Norwegian Cruise Lines bouncing back once again, just like CCL found support at 15. This found support at 16, getting a nice bounce now. Never saw that level yesterday. Did you have a gap open here? No, not really. 16. Oh, wow. What a nice 1663. Your high from yesterday. 1657 low. Sprinted into the 17 handle. I'll just alert our traders and investors. You have two daily highs to contend with up this. So keep your eye on 1760 and 1782. Getting a little bit more selling here going into the closing bell. We didn't quite get our average daily range. That would have taken us a little higher up into 4460 handle. But we've been coming in a little bit on daily ranges, which is overall is good for the market. Getting a question here, retail, even though we focus so much on the inflation numbers, you did have some retail numbers. Now, are those retail numbers are higher just because of the higher ticket prices? Well, we don't know, but here you go. You found a good bid here at 110. 110 has been holding for the month of September. Not much in here as far as dailies go. Next daily high comes in at 116.16. Big level there. And of course, getting into the gap area from earnings at 118.80. Retail, sticking with the retail theme. Crocs, man, beat up yesterday, inside day today. So we'll be using the high and low parameters tomorrow to determine whether we're going to go back and test that low of the move or a much needed rebound in Crocs is on the table. Still leaking a little bit here. I did not get a good look at the imbalances. You know, we do not focus on the closing imbalances as much as the opening imbalances. Let's see. Arm. Let's take an arm and a leg. It is pressing here into the close. There we go. I thought that thing was going to be a little bit more wild today. And there you go. Nice move up here on its first day of trading. Once again, we'll be looking for the technicals on this one to develop as they become available. Amazon, now this was a funny one because this was up big yesterday. Was up after hours on the Morgan Stanley, 20 to 50% higher from this level. I don't know where they got that calculation from. But you did make a new high of the move. But this is important here. 144.85 is where you settled yesterday. 144, so it looks like you're going to get a double close here right at the high of the move. So we'll be keeping an eye on that 144.86. Looks like you're going to settle right around that area as well. Boom. Maybe the whole MOC is going to ARM, LOL. Snowflake, it's been melting. We talked about cybersecurity in a more favorable light today, but no can do here. You know what I like about this one is it's coming in. You had resistance at 160 ahead of the report. You broke up, sprinted over 170, found resistance where you should, and now you're coming back down to this area. Let's see if we can get a gap fill. 159.95 would fulfill that gap. You only got to 161.13 today. Let's see if the bulls protect that gap. I just had a stock in mind here, and I looked at this one at CrowdStrike, and I took my mind off it. Um, mm, that's what happens when you get old here. Maybe it was something from the chat. Oh, EKS. I mean, this dude follows GTN closer than I think anyone that even owns the stock. GTN came down, got way overdone here, over $10 a while ago, came back down. Under 7 seems to be the good area for that one. Came under 7 in May, came under briefly in June, and then once again here in September. Short term, though, I'm not sure how you're playing that GTN here. But a triple top at the 830 level to contend with. 803 is the current highs of the sessions, but we'll give that a 3-star. Lily, the bloom is coming off Lily here a little bit. First down day, psychological level on 601. We talked about this one yesterday. It actually did make a new all-time high today. But is backed off considerably, and not even is that not even? You are getting a red candle here, so you've been a long-term holder of Lilly. I mean, there's a red candle. You haven't had like a major red candle in this one since late August, but we know what it did after that. So there you go. There is taking a look at Eli Lilly, folks. Well, here we are, the closing bell, the closing print here. Ben wants to look at Qualcomm. I was hoping for this to come down to the 107 area. It didn't, and now it's bouncing once again. If you bought the news, you were wrong. Actually, did it? It did come down and fill the gap. Holy moly. Where was I? All right, we will be looking at the pair of highs just after that announcement. Was it last week? Yeah, I guess it was last week. 117. That's a major area. That's what you need to get through to get some more upside in Qualcomm. All right, folks, we are 15 seconds away here from the close. 2-day winning streak. You can't complain about that. Heading into the quad witch expiration tomorrow. Also, as we said, the commencement of the Jewish holidays after the close. So there we go. I'm going to call 45-55. A lot of fives in there as your closing print today. Thanks to Triple D for joining me here for the close. Good job, Ben. Bought it at 108. All right, folks, that's it for today. We'll talk quad witch expiration with CC Legator in the morning. If you guys want to tune in tomorrow for the closing print, dialing up Michael Pachter from Wedbush Securities. Boy, that guy covers a lot of stocks. So we will get Michael on. Everyone, have a good evening. Don't stay up too late watching that Thursday night football. So, all right, folks, we'll see you in the morning.